Hello, welcome to my journey to the media world. Today I'm alongside a man who spent 6 years at Molineux and managed 269 matches. Mick, what's it feel like to be back here in Wolverhampton?
Jude, it's always good to come back to Wolverhampton. I always get a warm welcome. I had a great time. I loved my time at Wolves, and really sad when I left actually in 2012 and the way it happened. But you know what's nice? I always get a warm welcome, whether I'm at the ground or in Wolverhampton.
Yeah, does it feel strange coming back, or?
No, not at all. No, it doesn't. It's one of the better ones when I come back actually, because I had a house up in Seasden. I lived in there. I had a real lovely place. Lived there. I was really, really happy living there, working here. So no, I've still got loads of mates here as well, which is great.
Yeah, so if we move on to Wolves, 2006, you're appointed as manager. You go in there and it's a relegation scrap, but you've still got this pressure around you of Wolves, a massive club, needs to be back in the Premier League. So what was that like for you walking into Wolves?
Well, I don't know if you remember, I said my initials stood for Mick McCarthy, not Merlin The Magician. Because at the time, I think we only had about 11 or 12 players, and there were others set to go. We hadn't got a lot of money to buy players in, so I look now and people say Wolves changed their tack, they went young and hungry. Well, they didn't. It was my decision, because we couldn't do anything else, to be quite honest. And the lads that we signed were great. But it was a daunting task because, as you just said, they are a big club. They were a big club then. I've just heard on the radio they're saying they're a big club now. They've always been a big club. They've just got a really brilliant team at the minute to go with it. And when expectation is that high, it does put the pressure on. But it worked out well.
Yeah, and you mentioned there about creating a young and hungry squad. What was that like for you? Obviously, was it a gamble, or it obviously paid off?
No, I never saw it as a gamble. I always thought that you know what you're going to get if you get young ones. Well, they're going to be fit, they're going to be athletic, they're going to run around, they're hungry, they want to run around, they're going to give everything, they're all wanting to learn, they want to improve. And we took some more experienced ones as well with them, but boy, didn't we get some good young players that did really well for us, and it was an exciting team we had.
Fast forward a few seasons, you obviously had a few setbacks with the playoffs and obviously eventually getting promoted to the Premier League. What was the first season like, and what do you feel went wrong in terms of the first season in the Premier League in terms of recruitment?
I thought the first season was all right actually. I think we had a good season. We kept pretty much what we had, and that kept us in good store because they'd been used to working hard and closing people down, getting after teams, being aggressive. The second season, I'm not so sure the recruitment was as good as it could be. It's how much money we've got. We made some good signings, we made some not so good signings. And I think sometimes we tried to improve and it didn't really work. The players that we got were just as good as some of them we signed. Yeah.
Do you feel that the players that you signed, that they were coming from leagues where they had majority of the ball, and maybe in the Premier League you're not going to have that?
Well, I've been quoted as saying that, Jude, that the likes of Nenad Miliash certainly that came when he was playing for was it Red Star? Red Star Belgrade, was it?
Red Star, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I went to watch them, and they were used to having the ball for like 60% of the time, sometimes more. And that, that ended up being a learning curve for me. That you think they're really good players, but they are with the ball. But we'd been so used to getting after teams, and we had to do, because we didn't have the best players, we didn't have the best team, but our lads worked so hard, and I think we lost a bit of that in trying to get better players.
Yeah, well, you've obviously managed all over, but you're still learning your career, don't you?
Oh yeah, always learn something new every day, certainly when you go and watch a game, whether it's about something on the pitch, something off the pitch, something about somebody, what you thought of a player, and you see something different in them, whether it's good, bad or indifferent. But there's always something to learn.
Very finally, your time towards the last season in the Premier League, wouldn't have gone how you wanted it to. But how do you feel you left the club? Feel you left the club on good terms?
It didn't go how I wanted it to go, no. And I said some of the signings in the last year weren't good enough. And I said we replaced some of the players that we had with players that were just probably as good, but paying them a lot more. And it ended badly in the end because of, well, obviously we lost 5-1 to West Bromwich Albion, which I hate to say it, but we did. And I had to leave out the back door because there was a crowd outside apparently waiting to... look, I can understand that as well now. I didn't want to leave that way, I wanted to go out the front, but that was common sense to go out the back. And of course I was sacked then on the was it Sunday or Monday morning, and I never really got to, it was fairly, you know, sackings are abrupt. When you get the sack you go. But I went round, I saw everybody, every member of staff, all the players, and so I left really on good terms, and I think that's reflected whenever I come back.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that. I think you've come back 3 times a bit or so as a manager.
Oh yeah.
You've had good reception, haven't you?
Yes, yeah, it was, and I always got a good reception, and we normally won until Nuno got the job, and then he turned it around. So then we lost on both occasions.
Yeah, well, football's a results game. Thank you so much for your
Pleasure,
time.
Jude.
Hit the subscribe button and follow my journey to the media world. Click the video choices on screen to see more of my work.